Black Mirror creator Charlie Brooker used to deny that the episodes were explicitly connected, but it seems that he's changed his mind. More than any other season, Season 4 of Black Mirror contains a ton of Easter eggs and callbacks. If you want to see detailed breakdowns of each episode, we have those here on the GameSpot Universe YouTube channel, but we thought we'd put all the Easter eggs we spotted in Season 4 into this one handy-to-digest video. Spoilers for all 4 seasons of Black Mirror to follow, so you have been warned. Let's start with the first episode of Season 4, the USS Callister. When discussing his favourite TV show, Space Fleet, Daly mentions that
Netflix has it these days.
Obviously a nod to Black Mirror's home on the streaming service. Just in the corner of the shot here, you can see a brief cameo from Kirsten Dunst, Jesse Plemons, aka Robert Daly's IRL partner. They met working together on the 2nd season of Fargo. Elena, Callister Inc.'s receptionist, is pretty preoccupied with her phone. That's because she's using the dating app that's later seen in the episode Hang the DJ. Shania, played by Michaela Cole, is one of the few actors to star in multiple episodes of Black Mirror. She appears in Season 3's Nosedive as a flight attendant who refuses to let Lacey onto the plane.
It's any button. They're all the same.
Is a reference to the scene from the Black Mirror special White Christmas, where John Hamm's character tells Una Chaplin's character the exact same thing.
It doesn't matter. You already know you're making toast. The buttons are symbolic mostly anyway.
Robert Daly is actually a real-life video game designer. He's had a long and varied career working at places like EA, Midway, and Accolade. Here's hoping that's where the similarities end. When the Callister crew are on the pursuit of Valdak, you might recognize the names of the planets that they land on. Rannoch B shares its name with the Quarian homeworld from Mass Effect, which is called Rannoch. Rannoch is also the surname of Ian Rannoch from the Black Mirror episode White Bear. His girlfriend Victoria Scalane also has a planet named after her too. Nanette orders pizza from Fences, the same pizza company from Crocodile. However, as a human being delivers the pizza and not a robot van, we can assume that Callister is set before Crocodile. Daly enjoys Raymond's milkshake. Raymond is a character from Men Against Fire who mentions that her family owns a farm. Shania requests a brushed suede coffee, just like Lacey Pound does in the Season 3 episode Nosedive. With cookie, heaven. When booting up Infinity, the graphics card is powered by Nvidia, clearly a play on Nvidia. The dot that players use to join Infinity is very similar to tech seen in San Junipero and Crocodile, as well as the consciousness transfer tech from Black Museum. When the crew of the Callister are in Daly's simulation, it has the look of Star Trek from the 60s. However, once they warp through the update and land in the main Infinity server, the look switches to J.J. Abrams' 2009 reboot, complete with lots of lovely lens flare. You might recognize the King of Space as Aaron Paul, who acted alongside Jesse Plemons in Breaking Bad. However, Plemons didn't actually know about the cameo until a screening of the episode.
You better run. King of Space right here.
King of Space.
While Sarah is having her Archangel installed, the violent footage she's watching is actually from Season 3's Men Against Fire. Has that footage been circulated on the news, or is she watching an episode of Black Mirror within Black Mirror? It also raises the question that the tech in Archangel might be a mashup of the mass augmented reality tech from Men Against Fire and the blocking tech of White Christmas. The Tusk poster on Sarah's wall is a reference to the rapper targeted by an online hate movement for insulting a fan in Hated in the Nation. There's also a poster for Harlech Shadow, one of the games Saito is working on in playtest. This episode links to Season 1's The Entire History of You. When Marie is looking through Sarah's memories, the UI and technology looks very similar to The Grain. Also at the start of The Entire History of You, during Liam's job interview, they foreshadow the premise for Archangel.
A new area we're getting lots of play in, and your office could be at the centre for, is litigation in retrospective parenting cases.
Right, and we're okay, the firm's okay with that ethically and morally.
Anyone Who Knows What Love Is by Irma Thomas has been used in quite a few episodes of Black Mirror. It's sung by Abby as her audition for the TV show Hotshot in 15 Million Merits, and we can also hear it in White Christmas and Men Against Fire.
I like that song.
When Mia is choosing an adult movie to watch in her hotel, the options on screen show the best of Wraith Babes, the adult channel Abby ends up working for in 15 Million Merits. And speaking of 15 Million Merits, when Shazia is trying to get information about Mia from the hotel clerk, he mentions that the male judge from Hotshot was caught with a rent boy. Mia chooses a porno called X Confessions, which is a real movie, directed by feminist porn director, screenwriter and producer Erica Lust. On Mia's desk here, we can see a PlayStation VR headset. When trying to hide all traces of the people she's killed, Mia burns a printout of an article from UKN, the news network seen throughout Black Mirror. Throughout the episode, Shazia eats peppermints. Now, a study published in the International Journal of Neuroscience in 2008 found that people who had been exposed to peppermint oil experienced enhanced memory and processing speeds, which is probably no coincidence as her job is to elicit people's memories. The comic book store is called Outpost 21, which shares its name with a player-created map from Doom. The description of the map reads that Outpost 21 appears to be a peaceful complex that provides its small team of dedicated scientists with living quarters, research labs, and recreational facilities. However, not even the aliens who recently inhabited Outpost 21 were aware of the dark and dirty secrets that lie beneath. Now, Mia is the architect responsible for building an affordable community project and disposes of Rob's body beneath it. He is the dark secret beneath the peaceful complex. It's no coincidence that the kids are singing You Give a Little Love from Bugsy Malone, because the final line is, you know you're gonna be remembered for the things that you say and do. You know, like killing all those people. But our favourite Easter egg from Crocodile was a bit of fun on the part of the production team. Thanks to a fellow of limited jest on Reddit who caught this screenshot of the paper Rob was showing to Mia. It reads, "Of course the real question is why anyone would pause what they're watching just to read a sentence on a printed out newspaper article, says a voice in your head, before advising you to go and share this finding on Reddit." Amazing. The song that plays at the end of the episode when Amy and Frank meet in the bar is Panic by The Smiths, where the chorus is... Interestingly, Panic appeared on a Spotify playlist Charlie Brooker made of songs which inspired Season 3's San Junipero. It didn't make it into the final episode, but of course it did make a big appearance in Hang the DJ. Early on in the episode, we see a sign for Featherstone Electrical, named for Cade Featherstone, who was work experience on Metalhead's art department. At one point, while Bella is rifling through some drawers, we can see a postcard from San Junipero. Now, we have our own theories about how this postcard ended up there, so make sure to check back here on GameSpot Universe. It seems that Bella is a fan of peppermints just like Shazia from Crocodile.
No, you're the only one who can stand these things.
Well, the only things left.
Also, the characters discuss the fact that there are no more pigs, at least in this part of town, although we're not so sure about at the Callow residence.
Pigs have all gone. Used to be full of pigs down.
You know, the Prime Minister from the National Anthem. The White Bear at the end of the episode could be a reference to the synonymous toy from the Season 2 episode White Bear. Could also be a nod to Black Museum. When Jack makes the decision to put Carrie's consciousness into that of a teddy bear's, Rolo Haynes explains that it's a procedure being beta tested for terminally ill parents, as a souvenir for their children. This might be digging in a bit too much, but could that be why Jack needs a replacement bear? I mean, we know he's dying, but there's also no mention of his father when Bella says goodbye to her family. Another bit of fun by production and for people that love pausing these episodes to examine every pixel on their screens. During a high-tech car ignition sequence, there's another hidden shout-out to eagle-eyed viewers, thanks to BRB_UKN on Reddit. We can see some references to episode titles from past Black Mirror seasons like Pig Poke and BRB, and then a "Why did you bother pausing this, you freak?" The opening song is There's Always Something There to Remind Me by Dionne Warwick, a nod to the fact that Nish's mum is always in her head. The petrol station Nish stops at is called BRB Connect, a reference to Season 2's episode Be Right Back. Behind Rolo is the mugshot of Victoria Scillane, the woman complicit in a child murder in White Bear. On the wall in the entrance, the display says cloning without consent, which is just what Rolo has been doing to Clayton Lee for years. You can also see cult leader Charles Manson. Rolo asks Nish if she's visiting on vacation, and she responds,
Sort of. My dad lives out here.
Uh-huh.
It's his birthday, so my mum just wants to surprise him.
And you're the surprise?
Part of it, I guess.
This hallway is a recreation of the mansion from playtest, and we can also see the headset from playtest in a display cabinet later on in the episode. When Rollo tries to turn the AC on, there's a mugshot on the wall of Joel Collins, the production designer on Black Mirror, who is responsible for designing most of the technology we can see in the Black Museum. So he's definitely earned his place there.
Damn digital systems. Never trust a guy in tech. Jesus, I should know that.
Well, duh. The display cabinets feature a lot of tech from old Black Mirror episodes. The killer robot bee from Hated in the Nation, the tablet from Archangel, the bathtub murder scene from Crocodile, a mannequin depicting the hanging of Tom Blythe, the artist who blackmailed the Prime Minister into copulating with a pig in the national anthem, a costume from the White Bear Justice Park, the DNA sequencer complete with Tommy's lollipop from USS CALLISTER, and a depiction of a roach from Men Against Fire. Rollo reveals that he worked out of St. Juniper's, the title of the hospital obviously being a reference to San Junipero. You might recognise Dr. Peter Dawson from a previous episode of Black Mirror. He actually appears in the entire history of You, but as a different character named Max Harper. He says something really bizarre in that episode too.
Look, I really hope to look forward to seeing you again.
On the board we can see a reference to the graphic designers who work on Black Mirror, including Erica McEwen and Robin Piber. The two lab mice that Rollo has are named Kenny and Hector, the two characters from Shut Up and Dance. Dawson's neural implant goes behind his ear, just like the grain does in the entire history of You. Paying close attention to the TVs in this episode, we can see that USN is a popular news broadcast, and clearly the sister outlet to UKN. There are also some revealing headlines and news in the ticker that connect the Black Mirror universe. First, Saito trial continues, meaning that the game designer from playtest has been tried for Cooper's murder. Another reads Archangel system pulled, and a reference to the Waldo politician. In another flashback, the scroll mentions Michael Callow marrying a pig. Finally, the program mentions Clayton Lee, while the bottom ticker reads Autonomous Military Dog Robot Unveiled, which is obviously the dog from Metalhead. So that means a dystopian future where humans are hunted by Terminator robot dogs could actually be the final episode in the Black Mirror timeline.
CKR adapted it and fine-tuned it, and it's how they wound up with the digital consciousness transfers. What they call cookies today.
Rollo references cookies, the technology from White Christmas.
Like when they upload old people to the cloud?
This is another nod to San Junipero.
You ever had one of those relationships where you just can't get someone out of your head?
And this is a reference to the fact that Nish's mum is always in her head. Jack and Carrie are reading a comic called 15 Million Merits, which chronicles Bing's story from the Season 1 episode. Raymond's Milkshake makes yet another appearance. And finally, the thing tying it all together, you might recognize the name TCKR. They're the company that made San Junipero, suggesting that all the ethically dubious work that Rollo undertook out of St. Juniper's resulted in the creation of the virtual paradise, San Junipero. So there we are, an exhaustive list of all the Easter eggs we found in Black Mirror Season 4. And if there's any we've missed, make sure to leave them in the comments below. If you want detailed breakdowns of all the new episodes, then stick around here on GameSpot Universe and subscribe for more Black Mirror content. I recognise that that is an incredibly Black Mirror-esque thing to say, so I'm just gonna go now.